Welcome to the Unstoppable Profit Podcast. Wherever you are today, if you're starting with nothing or are well on your way to the success you desire, with the right people, processes, and promotions in place, you will be unstoppable. And now, I'd like to introduce your host, Mike Stromsoe.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of the Unstoppable Profit Podcast. I am joined by a new friend of mine, Tolga from Canopy Connect, and we're going to have him share all about Canopy Connect because I'm extremely intrigued. I know about it, but I don't know the deep inner secrets of how Canopy Connect will help people grow their business, create wealth, to have more freedom to live life on their own terms, which is our goal for all of you. So I can't wait. I'm excited about this episode. Let me allow him to introduce himself. Tolga, good. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, Mike. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. Really excited to be here and to get to talk to the wonderful IA audience. I'm Tolga. I'm the founder and CEO of Canopy Connect. I come from an engineering background and started this company to help independent agencies and anybody in the insurance industry be able to easily and quickly work with their customers. We built the easiest and fastest way for consumers to be able to share their insurance information with you, and we provide that to the business so that they can easily and quickly get the declarations pages for all of the personal property and casualty lines of business, and the overall insurance profile, so they can understand what somebody has, what they're paying, what they're getting. And then be able to position themselves as the trusted advisor who can help them get something better and ultimately increase their close ratio.
Fantastic. So Canopy Connect has been around how long?
I started building this in early 2019, and then I founded Canopy Connect, the entity, in early 2020.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And fantastic. And I love the thought process because you're actually putting the agent in control of helping people. And as we've learned, money follows trust. And we want to get to the point where we can earn their trust. And you put these tools in the hands of agents at their desk or wherever they're at, actually, to be able to help people. So after 35 years in the trenches, where have you been all my career? But anyway, just kidding. What a great tool to have. So I'm an agent working in the business, trying to help people. Let's say I have the home insurance, but I don't have the auto insurance or the umbrella insurance or the boat insurance or whatever. Walk me through how it works. How can I invest in Canopy Connect to help me round that entire account out?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, if you're trying to sell insurance, you need to understand your customer, right? You want to know what policies do they currently have, how much are they paying, what are their coverages, what's their premiums, limits, deductibles, what's their vehicle information for each of their vehicles, what's their home information for their home, do they have an umbrella policy? There's all these questions that you want to know in order to best serve your client. And the problem is that the status quo is that people are asking these questions one by one to the consumer, like, what's your VIN number? What's your annual mileage? What are your premiums, limits, deductibles? What's your accident history? Okay, now tell me about your other vehicles. If you have like 10 vehicles, that's even worse, right? And then you want to find out about their home, their umbrella policy. Do they have life insurance? You want to ultimately be able to serve all of their insurance needs, and you need a lot of information in order to round out that full client. And so we just take all of that and we make it just a couple clicks. So we have this link, you just send it in an email or a text message to your prospect, or you can embed it on your website. And all your client needs to do is select their current insurance carrier and log in with their insurance provider. And we're able to then connect to the carrier and pull all of their personal property and casualty insurance information and get that over to you, the agent that the consumer wants to share their information with. And so at your fingertips, you'll have all of that information. You'll have the details of all of their personal property and casualty lines of business, their premiums, limits, deductibles across each of those, all the vehicle information, the home information. Do they have an umbrella policy? If so, what are the details of that? Do they have renters, condo, boat, motorcycle, whatever they have? We are able to pull all that information. And with all of that information, you're then able to provide a proposal to the client that is based on actually understanding their profile even better than they would, because you have all of the information. So as a result, you get to look smart. You know exactly. You don't have to play these games like people think that knowing their premium might actually cause you to somehow like change the price on them. We all know that's not how it works. So it's just like, it just makes things simple and straightforward. Consumers just want to do what's easiest and fastest for them. And you as an independent insurance agent want to serve your client and actually put them in a better position than they were when they came to you. And you can do both of those things with this. So we just take all of the friction of asking questions and getting all this information out of the way. The consumer just clicks a couple buttons, you have all the information. And then when you're talking with them, you can build an incredible rapport with them by actually telling them how you can improve their situation, right? So that's how you can build yourself up to be a trusted advisor and somebody that your prospect then wants to work with because you already understand them. And so as a result of that, our clients see our customers, so independent agencies and other insurance sellers and the other types of customers that we work with, they ultimately see a drastic improvement in both their close ratio as well as their ability to get all the information they need to understand their clients. So you can use that in initial onboarding as well as upselling later down the road. And just, you'll have all the information at your fingertips to best serve your client.
I'm excited. I am so excited for agents to learn more about this particular program because, I make a note after note about how I could use it, right? And how they can strategically use it to improve their situation. But ultimately, at the end of the day, one of the things that super excites me is this. It is a rare day that I encounter an independent insurance agent who has 3.0 or better. And what I mean by that, if they have 1,000 clients in their agency, that means they have at least 3,000 policies. Mm-hmm. And it's a rare day. It's a constant battle. We affectionately have something we call the acre of diamonds, right? We're constantly encouraging them to, mine their acre of diamonds. But,
yes.
We all have the BSOS syndrome, the bright, shiny object syndrome. We want to chase the next bright, shiny object. But if 100%. They've already got a piece of business for a customer, there's already trust, right?
Yep.
And so I heard you text, email, or website, or all of the above, better said, because if you want to reach 100% of the marketplace, you got to use 100% of the ways. So if they've got your program positioned in all three of those places and the trust is already there, how long does it take the consumer? Because the consumer has to authorize it on their end, correct?
Yeah, it takes the consumer 30 seconds. So they click your link. We generate a link for you. You can customize it. You just send it in. Let's say you send it in a text message to your prospect. Right. You're just going to click the link, select their insurance carrier, and log in with providing their carrier login. And we're able to then connect to the insurance carrier and pull all the information and provide that directly to you because the consumer has authorized that to happen. And then you'll have all the information within a couple of minutes there. We actually pull it live, so we're able to connect to the information within a few seconds of the login, and then we go and pull all the P&C data, and you'll be able to see it in a dashboard, as well as we also have an API, so it's a platform that also allows you to connect it into wherever you want the information to go next. So we're really just all about bridging the information to make it easy for you to do whatever you want to do with it. And to your point around the upsell opportunity, there's a lot there. So we find that the average consumer that's submitting through Canopy Connect, we're actually collecting 2.4 policies on average per individual. So on average, you're actually going to get something like an auto, a home, and maybe another, like an umbrella policies, the third most popular. So there's a lot more business that agents could be winning if they're able to get all of the information up front. And like I said, the data shows that. So with that full understanding, every agent kind of wants to get more of the the household, right? More of their clients' risks managed, and then you're able to do that because you have the information across the P&C lines rather than just having to ask 50 questions just to get an auto insurance policy.
Exactly. Well, ultimately, at the end of the day, what I might say to a consumer, whether it be prospect or current client, would it be okay if I did all the work for you so you don't have to do anything, so I can provide you the proper comparison with what you have now versus what we can offer?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's easy. And that's why it works so well. The way that we looked at this is if we can build a more compelling way for the average person to share their insurance information, then that's kind of the name of the game, right? Like people are going to do whatever's fastest and easiest for them. And so we built that. And it really, it's the idea is a marriage between what the consumer wants and what the business wants too. So those things align. Like a consumer, they don't want to have to answer a 50 question questionnaire to work with you. And you would love for not to have to ask them all these questions, but you need to know, right?
Right.
So we solve both of those problems. So we make it just a couple of clicks for the consumer. They just provide a username and password for their insurance account login. They're done in 30 seconds, and you're able on your side, you have all of the P&C information. So you know exactly what's going on, what they're paying, what they're getting for it. You can point out coverage gaps, or how you can save them money or get them better value.
Right. Better value for your insurance dollar. Some of my favorite words. I love that. Great job. So take me back. I just want to get this crystal clear in the minds of those who are either watching or listening to this podcast. So the consumer gets a link, they click on it, they select their insurance carrier first, right? How do you have pretty much virtually every carrier on that list, or what does that look like?
Yeah. We've integrated with dozens. We cover over 150 carriers right now.
Okay, got it.
So they just select their insurance carrier and log in, and they that's it. They're able to their information is pulled directly from the carrier and provided to the business that they specifically authorize their data to go to.
So they create a username and they create a login.
Well, most people actually already have a login with their insurance carrier, so most people are just logging in directly. But if they don't, it's very much a minority. But some people don't have an insurance carrier login. In that case, we just make it easy for them to create one. So they can just click a button to create their online account, and it's kind of like signing up for an email. Right. And then they're able to submit with that login. But we have a screen where we ask people, do you have an online account with your carrier? We actually see over 99% of people click yes.
99%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So it's a changing world. And if we want things to change, we have to change, because if we're willing to change, everything will change for us. Is that our encouragement, people out there in the world? I mean, you got to keep up to speed, right?
Yeah, I mean, it saves you time as a business, and it also saves time for your client. So it really is a win-win. Yeah. We're just there to help get rid of all this paperwork and back and forth friction. We're just trying to make it easy for the consumer to share their information with the business they want to share their information with. Right. And for the business, we're trying to make it easy for them to collect that information. And once they have the information, also connect it to wherever they need it to go next. So, so for instance, we've built Zapier integrations, which allow us to connect the information into, if you need it to be sent to your like a spreadsheet or a AMS or a CRM, anything on Zapier, we're able to connect and automatically push the information into. So, if you have, an Easy Links rater, for instance, we're really just trying to make it easy for people to do what they were already trying to do and just get rid of that friction.
Fantastic. So currently, your platform is all personal lines?
So we cover all personal property and casualty lines of business. So auto, home, renters, condo, umbrella, boat, motorcycle, RV, etc. Earthquake, fire, flood, any personal P&C policy, we're able to pull that directly from the carrier and provide that to the agency. And we do that, so if somebody submits and they're a high net worth client and they have I've seen people come through with 16 policies, that some 10 cars, like we get all that data. And so it's quite a rich, amount of data that you're able to get when you make it easy for a consumer to connect their information.
Fantastic. But what I was kind of stepping towards is currently commercial insurance or business insurance. You haven't tackled that one yet, correct?
Yeah, we're starting to, but that's not fully ready yet.
Sure.
The same problem exists on the commercial line side. And we focus very much on the personal lines, but we are working on commercial lines as well. And so that's not fully ready yet. But we do have a little bit of support for it that we're working on. Yeah.
That's exciting. That's super exciting. So
yeah,
I would strongly encourage you to continue to pursue that path.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, like the exact same problems are there on the commercial line side too, right? So, commercial lines insurance sellers need to, they need the loss runs. They want the deck pages as well, the information that they need to quote and win that business. And so we're working on that as well.
Got it. Well, but the savvy agent, once they have some, idea what the current situation is, they can overcome that and get to the point where they're able to, either do business immediately and then get their loss runs or vice versa. So let's get back on point. Great stuff and super, super exciting. So you integrate, you make it easy for the consumer. 99% of consumers already have a login. That's what your data shows. Does it also show how many people, when they click on the link, actually push through? Do you have data at the back end of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Making this information collection easier and faster is our primary goal, right? So we see over 80% login success rate.
Got it.
So they select a carrier and we see over 80%. Some carriers we actually see over 90%. And yeah, I mean there's consumers are willing to log in and also they're able to put in the correct login. And if you're on your phone, for instance, you can pull it up from your keychain, so you don't have to type it in, right? So if you have like a mobile app, you can type it in, you can select it from your keychain. You don't need to go dig it up. A lot of people are submitting from their mobile phone. So Canopy Connect works anywhere. So if you're on your mobile phone, you can just submit it right then and there. And yeah, I mean, if it didn't work better, then we wouldn't really have much benefit for businesses, right? So
Exactly.
that was sort of the initial point, was instead of having to ask people, what's your VIN number for each of your vehicles? What's your annual mileage? What are your premiums, limits, deductibles? Tell us the year of your, car. Like all of those questions can just go away, and it can just be a username and password and selecting your carrier. So it's just 3 inputs, and it converts much better than asking all that information manually or on a form or doing it via a phone call. And then once they've logged in, we're able to pull all the P&C data. So not just auto, not just home, but whatever they have with their carrier.
Fantastic. Even though they might just be looking for one line at that particular point.
Well, we make it easy for the consumer to share their insurance profile so that the business can provide a proposal to them, right? So, they're able to see what they're paying and what they're getting across those personal P&C lines, and then provide a proposal. I mean, in order to actually save somebody money, given what I said earlier, right? The average consumer has a bundle. They have more than 2 policies on average, so 2.4, right? So that means if you're actually looking to save somebody money, you're going to want to propose a bundle yourself.
Absolutely. And you're going to want to proactively provide additional options like an umbrella. I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, I discovered a number of years ago, there's a lot of millionaires out there, net worth millionaires, who are driving around with 100, 300,000 on their automobile liability limits.
Right.
That means they're leaving $900K or more on the street if, God forbid, they hit somebody.
Yeah.
And my example is always, let's say it's raining and you hit the brakes and you hydroplane and God forbid you hit somebody, right? I mean, that can become reality pretty quickly. And if you're not properly protected, one of the things I learned years ago, insurance is a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
So to an extent, you are helping agents demystify the entire insurance puzzle. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, and that's really key to having your prospects and clients trust you, right? You're supposed to demystify it for them. And that the average person actually wants to talk with an insurance agent to get a sense of what they're actually buying. Some people don't, but the average person actually does. And so that means the way that they make that decision is like, okay, do I trust this person to provide me the coverage that I need to where I feel safe and protected and I'm getting a good value? Right. In order to actually have that kind of a conversation, you're going to want to know what they already have. And if, like, to your point, if you're talking to somebody who has 100, 300, and they have a lot more to lose, then you can tell them, like, they probably don't even know that, right? They probably don't even know that, nor what that even means for them, Yeah. So you get to be the trusted advisor when you explain that to them and how they, you can provide them something that'll make them feel more safe and like they got a good value out of that because now they're covered properly. So the way to do that is actually understanding their insurance profile, and so that's what we help you do. Is you'll have all of the information to understand your client. And I mean, with the high net worth people, it's even a bigger deal because they're going to have multiple vehicles and multiple homes and umbrella policies and life insurance and so on and so forth, right? Like there's kind of like two categories. There's, the price shopper just wants the cheapest thing. And then there's the person that actually cares about what they're buying. And either way, you want to know what they currently have in order to position yourself as the person that can provide that to them.
Yeah, that's one of the 5 questions that we have on our triple no-go, which is the first 5 questions that we ask people when they call. Why'd you call us today? Are you price shopping? A direct question. It's either yes or no. But I will suggest that probably 60 to 70% of consumers call for, price is something that's in the game, but it's not the primary reason.
Mm-hmm.
Something else has happened that's going to cause them to look elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, and we get to earn the trust, right?
Yep, exactly.
Fantastic. And I'm as I was listening to you talk about, people want their insurance agent to provide the options, provide value, give them the answers that they really need to know. I'm thinking back to a conversation with a client a couple of years ago who said point blank, if you can't conference call, if you can't do these other things technologically speaking, in his mind, we were not as professional as we should be. In his mind, a professional business organization, period, does all these things as part of their professional service. So it alludes to the fact that you are at the top of your professional game by having all of these tools at your fingertips, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, people post 5-star Google reviews because of this stuff, right? Like how easy were you to work with? It's really an indicator of kind of what bar you've set, that they the client will also extend to how they think about you as a whole. So, are you providing the modern experience that they're looking for? Are you making it easy to work with you? Like whenever I'm shopping my insurance, I'm looking for like, who's the easiest to work with. Right. Right. And, cause I just, just like most consumers, I just want my life to be easy and simple and straightforward. I don't want to have to answer like a really long questionnaire and like an email. And, I just want to, I want to talk. For me, last time I was shopping our insurance, I wanted the easiest and fastest way to send my information over. And then I also wanted that conversation with the agent to explain to me what I was buying. And so, you've got to like provide great service and position yourself as somebody that the consumer can trust, but also you've got to make it easy to work with you in terms of getting the information has to be easy. And then, you have to, like present a proposal that makes sense to them based on understanding them.
Yeah.
And if you can do those things, you win a lot of trust, and then that ultimately increases your ability to close your business as well.
Yep, absolutely. And we've talked about proposals a little bit, but to point so everybody can envision this, by partnering with Canopy Connect to have all the information at your fingertips so the consumer doesn't have to give it to you and it's instantaneous, boom, boom, boom. You set the expectation bar. Fantastic. Your insurance renews in approximately 3 weeks. When would you expect me to get back to you? Same within 24 hours or same day, better yet, is the optimum way, right? But this gives you that ability to do so. So you quickly pass it off to a processor or even a VA in that particular realm who puts the side-by-side comparison proposal together, showing what you're offering, which goes all the way down the line, including umbrella, including life and everything else, because you've already got their date of birth, versus what they have now. And they're going to see huge gaps in what they're not being provided now. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I've also observed over time, people don't like insurance. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to deal with it. They really don't want to talk to an agent, but many need to and understand they need to. And God forbid they don't want to pay for it or use it. But this kind of shifts the paradigm in the favor of the agent.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's interesting. Like, if you actually Policy Genius released an article probably like 1 or 2 months ago. They're saying that they do digital. They're I'm sure a lot of the audience has heard of them. They're a digital seller of insurance, and they released an article saying that actually 72% of their clients wanted to. This is public. They released it. They said 72% of their clients actually wanted to talk to an agent. So people, a lot of people do want to talk to the agent. But when they talk with them, they don't, nobody wants to spend time digging up random details.
Right.
They just want, like, this way you can actually spend your time with them in a way where you're proving value to them, right? So with Canopy Connect, you're able to get all of the information so you know what they're paying and what they're getting across all their personal lines of business. And then when you're on the phone with them, you can tell them, here's how I can beat what you currently have. Here's a coverage gap that I'm seeing, or you're paying too much for this, right? So you're actually able to have a conversation of substance and proving value to them. And that's how you build trust.
That's right.
Because then people are like, oh, wow, like this person, this agent understands me, and they're actually proposing something that covers me better than what I currently have, or provides me better value than what I currently have. And so even if, like, for instance, we have a lot of our customers who, some of our customers can't win on price, but they can win on value. And so, I won't call out people who can't win on price on this podcast here, but like, if you can't win on just, shaving the price, then you can explain to them why this is more expensive. Well, because they're getting more value out of it. They're covered, like, obviously you brought up the example of the millionaire with 100, 300. If you increase those limits, they're probably going to pay more, but it's for a good reason, because they're actually going to get value out of that, and they're protected, right? So you can have that, you can explain why the price is what it is. And then people are like, okay, well, this is actually a better value. This is appropriate for me. And so whether or not you can win on price, having the information is key.
Absolutely. We'll get back to price in just a minute, but ultimately at the end of the day, well, I'm just going to go there right now. I had a producer at one point in my career who price was stuck in their head. They could not get away from it. Probably prior history where they were prior to coming on with us. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if you go into a deal thinking the deal is about price, it's going to be about price. Mm-hmm. Period. So we need to make sure that our mindset's in the right place, understanding what the value proposition is. And this just makes that value proposition conversation even easier. So,
yep.
Great point. Great point. So as we begin to wrap today, I could go on all day about this, but I believe in a decision and action. Those are the most important things that are going to get anybody down the road. So give us some brief details about Canopy Connect, and I'm going to ask you for some contact information in the event that we pique the interest of anybody watching or listening to this. You have an agreement if I'm an agent and I love the program and I want to get started, how does that work? You connect with you guys. Do you have a demo?
Yeah, absolutely. You can actually, so we have a 14-day free trial as well. You
Oh,
know,
beautiful.
the
Yeah.
proof is in the pudding.
So the easiest way to get started is they can go directly to our website, usecanopy.com, usecanopy.com,
Got it.
usecanopy.com.
Uh-huh.
And they can actually check us out right on there and even sign up for our, we have a 14-day free trial. You don't need to pay us anything to get started and try it out for yourself. And we make it really easy to get started. We really want people to talk to us so that we can help them make it successful at their agency or however they want to use it, and provide them some best practices and stuff. So we have, we do onboardings. We help you. We'll jump on a call with your team to show your team how to use it. If you have a bunch of producers, we can train them on how to use the product, and really get people off to the races. Or you can just use it yourself directly as well. So we make it really easy to just get started and set things up yourself. Just trying to make it really easy for everybody involved, and use it for free without paying us first, and see for yourself how well it works and how much information you're able to gather.
That's fantastic. You can't beat that offer. I mean, 14-day, you can't beat that offer. A 14-day free trial, you can do a test run, and it will prove itself as to how valuable it is in the value proposition to win more business. And bigger than that, I want to emphasize this because this is something I'm harping on, like properly insuring net worth millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Every agency must be focused on 3.0, meaning 3 policies per client. If you want to have the retention numbers that you want to have, that is the beginning point. You've got to get to 3.0, and this makes it a no-brainer. So that's why I was so excited, Tolga, not only to connect with you at Hug. We recently ran into each other at an event. That was fantastic, and getting to know you better. I've got a lot of admiration for what you've done and who you are. So thank you for spending some time today. As we wrap up, anything else to add, sir?
I'll just also put our email out there as well. So
Sure.
You can also email us at hello@usecanopy.com, HELLO@usecanopy.com. Feel free to shoot us an email as well. That goes to a group of people so we can get back to you on any questions that you have. We also maybe quick announcement. We got our SOC 2 Type 2 certification this week, which if for your listeners that know about security and privacy, that's kind of the highest standards when it comes to security and privacy in software. So just wanted to share that as well with the audience, and I'm really proud of that. To be able to demonstrate that we really take this stuff seriously, and keeping the data safe is our really top priority for us. So,
well, ethically and morally, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you on behalf of every independent insurance agent out there who partners with you or who will partner with you in the future to bring greater value to their clients and their communities. So great stuff. Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, huge shout out to the team for that. That was a very, very big effort, but I'm so excited to be able to to show people that we walk the talk. So yeah.
Fantastic.
Mike, thanks so much for having me. This is a lot of fun. I love, we actually started this business by working directly with independent insurance agency owners. I actually found out about this problem existing through talking with an independent agency owner. So we love the IA audience, and really excited to get to to tell them a little bit about what we're building for them here.
Fantastic. Good. We'll definitely be keeping in touch, and I can't wait to continue to learn more, and I can't wait to continue to help agents who have this product to help them win more and to grow their business. So fantastic stuff.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
Hey, really quickly, I know this is kind of out of left field and maybe a bit intrusive, but I've never been afraid to ask a question. Pronounce your last name, please.
Tezel.
I want to make sure I get it right. So Tolga Tezel, got it.
Yeah. My name is a Turkish name. I'm actually Canadian. Was born and raised in Canada. My parents are Turkish. Yeah, exactly. Well, the A got kind of beaten out of me because I spent most of my career in the United States, and so I basically stopped saying A, more or less. It's a little sad, but it comes back when I go back home to visit. So.
Yeah, I've got a lot of friends in Canada, and not that the people in the U.S. aren't great people too, but I mean, every Canadian that I've ever met, full of life, positive, just wonderful people. So it's no surprise to me that you have a Canadian background because from the moment we met, I was like, this guy's a little bit different in a positive way. So it's been a pleasure to get to know you so far, and I can't wait for our journey into the future.
Likewise, Mike. Appreciate that.
All right. As we begin to wrap up today, everybody, thank you for joining us. And if this is your first time watching or listening to our podcast, welcome. My name is Mike Stromsoe. I'm widely recognized as a leading author, speaker, and coach for the independent insurance agency industry. You can find me at unstoppableprofitproducer.com. If you're interested in attending a virtual or live event to learn to grow your business, create wealth, and to have more freedom to live life on your own terms, you can join a virtual event at uppfaststart.com. uppfaststart.com. That's where we teach how to implement everything that we learned today, including Canopy Connect, in your business to grow. But if you want to come to one of our live events, just visit beunstoppablebootcamp.com. Both events are designed to share with you some of our best money-making secrets, proven and developed over 35 years in the insurance agency business. Again, designed to help you grow your business, create wealth, so you too can have more freedom to live life on your own terms. And that's why we exist. Tolga Tezel, thanks again for being with us today.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Right. And if you, again, want to get connected to the podcast, go to unstoppableprofitpodcast.com, subscribe, or you can find us out there on all the channels, Apple, Stitcher, and beyond. You can easily find us. We can't wait to help you. We can't wait to help you grow more in your agency business. Have a great day, sir. Thanks again.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, everybody, get out there, make a difference, be unstoppable, and leave no regrets. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to listen to more episodes or share this podcast with someone you care about, please visit www.unstoppableprofitpodcast.com. Now go out and make a difference. Be unstoppable and leave no regrets.